Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, all of you lovely vault dwellers. My name is Josh, and welcome to a quick episode of Dead Man Streaming Fallout 76 Edition. We're about 3 weeks into the current season, Glow of the Ghoul, and this is my third attempt to show you what the weekly challenges are. Just to give you an idea of your best route to maximize your best efforts. So, let's begin very quickly and we'll get through these. We'll start with the weekly challenges. As always, in order to unlock a Gold Star daily challenge by 3, you have to complete up to 6 daily challenges, and then you'll unlock this one naturally. Please note that my score is currently boosted as a result of having a Fallout First subscription, my current position on the scoreboard, and a scoreboard boost that I used. Your score totals may be different. Collecting caps, 2,500 for the week, is very straightforward. Just sell things to vendors, collect money. Collecting a burnt book is a little bit harder, and it is one of the two more annoying aspects of this particular week. And if you re-roll this one, I wouldn't fault you. I am standing outside of Summersville, practically on top of the mile marker 87A. This is directly east of Camp McClintock, directly south of the Poseidon Power Station, Tiger Water Treatment, and it is north of Hornwright and southeast of Sutton Station. If you walk into this particular building, you will see something around 160 burnt books, assuming nobody else has gone there before you. Unfortunately, a lot of people will have gone here before you. As a result, you may have to look in other locations throughout the wasteland. Some of these you'll find some decent numbers of burnt books at the various high schools, such as uh, Morgantown High School up here. You will find sometimes a decent number of them at Watoga High School. But basically, you will find burnt books largely wherever you go. It just takes a little bit of time to collect them, and sometimes they do spawn as junk items. However, given the opportunity, I would stop in here, pick up the books if they're available. If you like, you can play on a private server if you do have a Fallout First subscription. I do not work for Bethesda. I'm just telling you, they make it slightly easier. That said, moving on to our next challenge. And under weekly, that's going to be to drink 25 Nuka-Colas. But in order to drink 25 Nuka-Cola, you must first find 25 Nuka-Cola. And there's a couple of easy locations you can do for that. First of all, the Nuka-Cola Collectron, if you happen to own it, will generate Nuka-Cola for you, as well as a couple of other Nuka-Cola related camp items that you can have in your camp. You can also stop into the White Spring Refuge over here at the White Spring Resort. Fast travel, refuge, and find the vendor next to the stamp vendor all the way in the back. And that vendor does sell Nuka-Cola related items. And not just there, you can also pop down to Nuka World on Tour, and there are Nuka-Cola vending machines near the main crafting hub. Just sort of turn to your left or to your right, and you'll see them along stalls near the Wild Wild West event. So pop over there, buy them up if you don't have them, and then simply drink them in your inventory. I also do occasionally do the most dangerous game expedition because there are quite a few Nuka-Cola vending machines and occasionally Nuka-Cola that you can find out to loot at the end of the event. Moving on from there, back to weekly, eating pre-war food. Again, much like Nuka-Cola, you have to find it before you could eat it. Where's a good place to find pre-war food? If you don't feel like just scavenging it up through the wastelands by collecting, you know, random stuff out of random refrigerators and just random locations, which you will more than likely pick up 25 units of food as you play, my advice would be to hop over to the White Springs Mall. Pop down over here, and this when you're going to actually be going to the White Spring Resort. Go to the exterior, or no, excuse me, go to White Spring North. Go to the White Spring Mall and visit all the vendors. Buy up food, and it will count. Then eat it. because you're not trying to collect it, you're simply trying to eat it. Speaking of eating it, eat vegetables. 25. Again, need to know where to go to get them. One great location that I always go would be the back of the General Steakhouse. Board in over here, run along the side, you're going to run into a trio of floaters. Come in the back, there is a garden. Throw on Green Thumb under your perception perks and harvest away. Moving on from that, once you eat your vegetables, kill mole rats. This is slightly annoying because there are very few places where 15 mole rats spawn at any given moment. A few choices. Do daily ops when you see mole miners up and active. Pay a visit down to Welch or pay a visit over to Manunga over here up in the upper east corner. There are a handful of events that also do pop mole rats, such as the second level of the raid event, where the mole rat suicide bombers will attempt to blow up the drill. They should count. You can find mole rats in a variety of other locations as well, and do keep your eyes open for the regular spawning event, Breach and Clear, which pops up down in this general direction. Coming on from mole rats, we go to kill a snallygaster. There's one very good location and one minor location where you can pick these up fairly easily. The very good location is not a guaranteed spawn, but they are up 90% of the time, and that would be a visit to the flooded train yard. You won't pick up 10 here, I don't believe, but you'll come awfully close. Wipe them out here, but please be advised, on occasion the flooded train yard will be taken over by robots. I'm not sure if it's a glitch or if it's simply just Skynet, but either way, it can throw off your harvesting plans. The other location you can go to pick up the remainder of your snallygasters is Toxic Larry's Meet and Go. 3 spawn out here, static, every time you pop over, assuming they've had a chance to respawn. There are a handful of other events that do spawn them, but they are truthfully far and few in between. Although I will say the most common one that you will likely pick up is the event that takes place at Arctos Pharma, where you have to protect the various creatures that they are experimenting on with Formula P. Moving down, finishing up in weeklies, mod an energy weapon. This is going to be your easiest one you can possibly do. For this, all that you have to do is go to a weapons workbench, take any energy weapon you may have, and swap paint jobs. Simple and done. 1 oil for paint job switch, and you're good. Just do that 15 times and pick up a sweet, sweet chunk of seasonal scoreboard. Moving on to that, scrapping junk to produce circuitry. I cannot remember off the top of my head if circuitry can be bulked. I honestly don't recall. However, in the event the circuitry can't be bulked, and by this I mean go to a station that has a tinkerer's workbench. Get on the station, select bulk, select the resource you need to collect a lot of, make that resource, takes 15 to 20 of that chosen resource, 2 pieces of plastic. It'll create a bulk version of that item, then scrap the bulk version of that item, and you have unleashed, your total of whatever it is you need. So that's an option. Other places to get circuitry, you can swing over to Robco Research Center. It's a great place to harvest robot parts. You can drop down over, let me see if I can remember where it is because I never come over here. It is, believed it was somewhere over here. There is another robot testing site. However, my personal recommendation is to skip all the fluff and the mediocrity. Go straight to one of the nuclear sites. By the time you get done clearing a silo to launch a nuke, not only will you have bonus experience, 15 minutes of your life you won't get back, you also have the ability to spawn one of Appalachia's 4 major overworld bosses. So I would go for that. However, you can also stop by places like Survey Camp Alpha, where there are a number of Protectrons and the occasional Assaultatron. However, again, honestly, either swing through Robco, check the trucks down the road from Robco, especially in the back, Harvest whatever parts you can find, move on from there, or, should opportunity present itself, jump to the pylon ambush site, and you should be able to get some circuitry from the robots you encounter here. Moving on from the weekly challenges, let's take a quick look at the daily. My general rule is to not have any dailies that I cannot complete in under half an hour, and it looks like today that'll be a non-issue. First, eat a vegetable out of 10. I'm pointing out that one quickly because you have to eat a vegetable out of 25. Go harvest your vegetables and knock out 2 challenges at once. Drinking Nuka-Cola Cranberry. We've already discussed where to go find your Nuka-Cola. Again, that would be over here at the White Spring Refuge, located at the White Spring Resort. If you are kind enough to port over there, go into the back, and you can also pick up Nuka-Cola Cranberry down at Nuka World on tour. If you don't have any inventory and you don't have a Collectron established as a Nuka-Cola resource. Continuing, eat a cobbler, which is not a pie. The easiest cobbler recipe you're going to get comes from cranberries and cranberries alone. So, my recommendation is to put on the green thumb perk. Pop down to Sunrise Field, wipe out the Mirelurks, lob a few explosives into the cranberry bog behind Sunrise Field, trigger the Mirelurk Queen if she happens to be lurking, destroy her, then harvest all the cranberries. From there, go to a cooking station and make cranberry cobbler. Eat it, and your job is done. Moving on, we also need to harvest a wild plant or fungi, which ties directly into our vegetables and even our cobblers. Kill an enemy in the cranberry bog region. Again, that's going to be simple. Go to Sunrise Farms, wipe out the Mirelurks. There are at least 5 of them there. If somebody's already killed 1 or 2, there are an additional 2 blood eagles hanging around the area, and you can kill those gang members with impunity. Doing so should rack you up to 5 points. Finally, taking a camera picture of a Gulper, super easy to do, as long as they happen to be up. And to find them, where you need to go is up to the is to go over to the Gulper Lagoon. The Gulper Lagoon is located directly west of Thunder Mountain Power Plant, slightly northwest of Ella Ames Bunker, and if you really want to be questionable, directly northeast-ish of Sons of Dane and straight east-ish of Hopewell Cave, although you do have to climb some mountains. Quite honestly, it's just as easy to go to the power plant and walk over if you don't have that unlocked. You will find about 3 to 5 gulpers here. Sneak up on one, take a photo with your 20mm camera, and you're done. Or destroy them all, and then take a picture of their corpse. Either way, it'll still work out for you. Finally, collecting a teapot, 2 of 2 if you have fall off first this week. And if you do, there are a variety of different places you can pick them up, but probably the easiest will be a quick jaunt into the Palace of the Winding Path. The palace is located pretty much on the north edge of the map, and you can see it right here. It is the giant icon in the shape of a golden palace, hence the name Palace of the Winding Path. Pay a visit in here, look around, and you'll find teacups for days. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Josh. I do hope this helps you out. Remember, this is for the weekly challenges that kicked into effect at noon on Tuesday, April the 1st, 2025. But, barring any unforeseen patches, this is the location of all of the items and a task that you will have for this week. With that said, my recommendation is if you happen to have any rerolls available, the ones that I would skip over would be to kill a mole rat, and in addition to that, maybe skip circuitry or skip burnt book. It really just depends on how your day is going. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope this video helps. Stay tuned for more. I will try to do these more on a regular basis for my channel. Until then, be safe out there, wastelands. Always carry some Rad-X, and if not Rad-X, mutate happily. Until then, be safe.